it got so bad to a point that like actually the doctors didn't believe me lah. They actually suspected me for like an eating disorder.
Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of ZULA, and today's guest is someone I've kind of seen on TikTok a little bit before. She's actually someone that my producer introed to me, and she was like, you should totally talk to this girl, she has a very interesting story. And I was like, okay, why not? And so that's why you're here today. So everyone please welcome Tammie. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Tammie and I'm 18 years old this year.
What do you usually make your TikToks about? For everyone to know.
My content is like a very mix of content. Of course, things related to my illness as well as things like comedy kind.
I think on TikTok you share things in like very short bites and it's very easy to like watch, but people don't really understand like the whole journey, I would say. Yeah, so maybe you want to share with us a little bit about, you know, when you got diagnosed and how everything started at the beginning lah.
Everything started last year in around September. That's when things started to get serious. But since I was like primary 4, I've always been like in and out of hospitals because of like stomach issues. But it didn't affect anything. It was just like, stomach pain a few days and okay lah, can already. But last year, it started off with like a headache, then like vertigo, dizzy. I couldn't really walk and I was throwing up a lot. That one was like the suspected CSF leak. CSF leak is like a cerebrospinal fluid leak.
Okay.
In layman terms, it's like your brain fluid leak lah.
Okay, I understand.
But I think it wasn't. I think the admission was around like 10 days like that. Then they gave me like a lot of meds, steroids. So eventually it went away, but the thing that didn't go away was the nausea. And the nausea was specifically only like after eating.
Okay.
Then it became worse after that. Then I started like I couldn't eat because like I was throwing up all the time, right? There was 1 week where I lost like 5 kg.
Oh my god.
Yeah, then that's when we went to find like a GI. That's
Sorry, a GI is
GI is like a gastrointestinal doctor.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So that was like for the stomach and all those
Yes.
kind. During that part, like when we first came in, like the doctors actually seemed nice and stuff like that and helped, right? But as things progressed, so I got worse and I couldn't eat, right?
Yeah.
Even they gave me like, you know those supplement milk?
Yes.
Those kind. I couldn't tolerate that also. And then it just went downhill from there. It got so bad to a point that like actually the doctors didn't believe me lah. They actually suspected me for like an eating disorder.
Oh.
Yeah, so they don't believe me. I think it was because of my age or so and that girl, you know.
Understand.
But they actually referred me to a psych.
Oh.
Yeah, then I had to like go through I have to like talk to the psych. Then the psych like came out and then told my mom like, who referred me to this girl? She obviously doesn't have an eating disorder. Yeah, so I was quite angry about that lah.
Of course.
Not gonna lie. Then after that, we started seeing the cardio also because I had like heart palpitations. I fainted. Like there was one day where I fainted 3 times.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so then it was really constantly in and out of the hospital.
Yeah.
So my dad asked him to do like another scan. So that's when they found like the SMAS. It's called superior mesenteric artery syndrome. Basically, there's your intestines, like one part of it collapse, like preventing food from going through.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so that was like I guess the first main diagnosis.
Right.
They put the NJ in, which is a feeding tube in,
Yeah.
for that because they said that sort of cure SMAS is to gain weight lah.
Okay.
But then again, it doesn't always work. We were with them for about, I would say, 3 months. We expected the feeding tube to only be there for like a few weeks because that's what the doctor said.
Right.
So, but then that didn't happen. So we actually went to another hospital, which is NUH, which is the one that I am with now.
Okay.
That's when the doctors found out about the other illnesses. So they found out about the POTS, which is also known as dysautonomia. POTS is like postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome.
Okay.
Basically, it's where your nervous system doesn't work properly and your nervous system affects like your blood pressure, your heart rate, all those kind of stuff. So they found that one, then as well as gastrointestinal dysmotility, which basically means that your digestive tract doesn't work properly and
Right.
cannot digest food properly lah.
Right.
Then another one is the small fiber polyneuropathy. I guess that affects your nerves.
Okay.
Just the small nerves in your body. Honestly, don't really know what it affects, but I think it affects like tingling in your hands and feet,
Okay.
and those like sensation kind of thing, and it causes some pain also. Actually, I don't know. I'm really
No,
not
it's
sure.
okay. Please don't feel pressured to remember anything, because like we all know that both of us are not doctors here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's happened last year.
Yeah, end of 2021. Then until now, we are still like trying to figure out some stuff. Still in the midst of like further testing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Quite annoying, I'm not gonna lie.
I can feel that it will probably be, because I think I'm also someone who is like, if I have a problem, I always want to have a solution immediately.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person also. So like I can only imagine it's very frustrating lah, to like constantly have to go and get tests and things like that, and not kind of figure out what is the main cause of the problems and stuff. Yeah. So how was it like dealing with that at the start of it?
Well, it really was a mix of emotions, and for my family as well, because we have been looking for an answer for so long, right? And nobody could give us an answer. But until like doctors actually found something, then we were more of like relief, I would say. Relief in the fact that, you know, there's treatment, and like there are ways to treat it. So as well as like frustration and stuff like that, because like why are all this happening? Why suddenly like all this happen? Suddenly I have to like do all this, set up feeds and everything. Is daily routine. You become very tired of it.
How long does it take for you to do it usually?
Because my feeds is like 24/7, right? So it's like continuous.
Right.
Another thing, of course, I mean, like, what is life without eating?
Really? Like, enjoy eating?
What is life without eating? So actually my friends, when we go out, right, they actually used to be like very scared of eating in front of me and stuff like that. But actually I really do not mind. And even if we go out eat, right, I'll still drink something. And like if you see me eating outside, it's because I really cannot tahan already. Then I'll just vomit later, it's fine. But when I eat, it's like you deal with your own consequences later lor.
Yeah, so the doctor said like if you want to eat you can eat, but you
well, actually no,
bad.
I mean, like, actually my doctor actually suggested me not to eat.
I would think so.
I mean, yeah, but then like, you know, life is like technically about eating.
you just enjoy eating.
Yeah, you travel, you go and eat, right?
True,
it's about the food. So I mean, I don't know, I think I kind of taking matters in my own hands now.
Okay, sister. Please with caution, okay?
Yeah.
Actually, when I watch your TikToks, it's kind of like different the way you kind of portray it also, because I mean you seem like a very, very positive person on TikTok, which I think is great.
I guess making TikToks and like Instagram and stuff like that, I think that's one of my coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly because of the community I have as well. I think I'm very fortunate to have like something that's not toxic.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So making these videos, seeing how like I'm able to help others in a way, so that motivates me to make even more.
Do you meet a lot of people from like TikTok who share with you also about like things they're going through?
Ever since I started all this, right, there are people who came up to me, text me on Instagram or something, and told me like what they're going through also. And some of them are actually very, very similar, and it's actually quite comforting. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. I would think that would be good, because like if you feel like currently like you're the only one experiencing it, then like no one else around you kind of understands, then there's other people out there who can like relate to you.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing also. Yeah, for sure. Was it something that you have always wanted to do like prior to like this whole situation? Like,
actually no, like the thing is that when everything first started, right, I remember the first video that I posted, I didn't expect anything to happen, honestly. It was just like a casual post, like, you know, never think about it, just, you know, post.
Yeah.
It was the one where I was like setting up my feeds.
Yeah.
Then that got a lot of attention and views and likes, and that's when people started to come in and started to like ask, I would say, like what is going on and stuff like that. But then after that, then I realized like actually I can do a lot of things with it. So actually my main aim doing my TikTok and Instagram is really just to raise awareness for the conditions that I have, and as well as like from the patient's point of view kind of thing, and people who are living with like medical equipment and stuff like that. I try to raise awareness for that, and I also try to promote like body positivity and being comfortable with yourself. Oh, and also like giving back to the community. So actually before all this, right, ever since like I think sec 1 or sec 2, right? I actually thought of like creating a fundraiser, but I never really had the opportunity to do it because like I didn't really have like that many people to like go forth with it. Then I realized like, hey, like actually this is a very good time to do it because I have this community of people and like I really want to go give back to the community and stuff like that. So that's when I started to make like fundraisers and stuff like that. And that's because also I cannot go out to volunteer because I was in and out of the hospital.
Yeah.
So that was a way of giving back to the community and saying like thank you to everybody for helping and stuff like that.
I understand. So you mentioned that you're kind of like in and out of hospital and everything. You kind of like survive on like a feeding tube as well, right? Then like what, you know, when they first told you you have to do this and everything, then how was like the reactions from like the people around you and like your friends and things like that also?
Well, I was actually very fortunate to have like a very good circle of friends and stuff like that. They were all very supportive. Although like I did lose some, but I also did gain quite a few.
Okay.
My friends, because I was still in poly back then, right?
Yeah.
Doing my BFP. So my friends there, they are willing to like pour the milk for me, flush the tube for me. They will not allow me to go anywhere on my own. So I'm very thankful for them. Then my friends like not in poly, they are also just as supportive. During my stay in the hospital, they also came and visit like almost every week. Yeah, and they all always like check out on me, especially on my mental health and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think there might be also a lot of, not stigma, but people tend to not understand it, then they will are quick to judge. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
and it's like, for example, if I ask you like a simple question, like if you go on the street and like, do you think people like look at you or like they will ask like weird questions, things like that?
The surprising thing is that the people that stare are like mostly like middle age and above, and like the older generation kind. When I was in poly, right, I was actually very comfortable with poly itself because I feel like our generation, right, they are very like accepting to anything. So even if they stare, right, it's just like for 1 second and you won't really notice one. Yeah, so that's why I was more comfortable in school. But when I go out, if people stare and if they stare like very like very rude like that, right, then I'll stare at them back.
Oh my god! I can relate to you very much. Even though it's like not the same issue, but I mean I also got that too, right? So people always stare at me. So I totally
understand.
And then it's like Nanti will look damn long.
Yeah.
Okay, the worst, right, is like, oh my god, when I'm on the train, then it's like I need to stand in the middle where the two seats are there, right? Then I'm standing there. Then they're just like they just look at you, then they look at your face, then they look at me, and then they look at my face again, then I'm like, what? Never seen human before? I mean, I'm glad that it doesn't bother you lah. I think like people of the younger generation like see everything before, like they really don't get faced with anything anymore. So when it comes to school, that's like one thing that you are hopefully going to pursue moving forward.
Yes,
also, right?
yes.
Yeah, okay. So what is the plans for that actually?
So okay, for school wise, I plan to of course complete my diploma in biomedical science. Then after that, I hope to pursue med. So I hope to go to NUS med, and the department that I want to pursue is pediatric oncologist. So I actually wanted to be a pediatrician since secondary school, but during that 2-month plus stay that I was in NUH, I was actually in the oncology ward because there was like one room where it was just general cases because of COVID and stuff like that. And actually the nurses there actually inspired me to want to become an oncologist. Yeah, and seeing the children there, so I want to be able to help them in a way, like cure them in a way. Yeah, and also being able to understand them from like patient's perspective. I think that will help a lot with their journey because it's not going to be easy one for them. It's not going to be easy for anybody.
Yeah,
also.
of course.
So supporting them emotionally as well as like medically, I think that would be a very like fulfilling experience. Yeah.
So recently you went for your first surgery?
Yeah.
Okay, gonna share with us a little bit about it?
So that surgery was to get surgical tube. So that is like a more permanent solution for like the feeding tube. So I actually have like the G tube. It's called a G tube because it goes to the stomach. Once like because now there's like a hole in your stomach, right? An actual hole in your stomach. You have to wait for the thing to heal.
Yeah.
Then they will change to something called a button.
Okay.
So it will be like a very small, I don't know what's the size, but a very small thing just connected to your stomach outside. One of the tubes will be going into my stomach. Then one of the tubes will be going to my intestines.
Okay.
When I get that tube, I won't be needing like this nasal tube anymore because it's like the same thing, just that is a more permanent solution. So you don't need to change like very often. I think that one can change like every 6 months, but this one you change like every 3. Yeah, so happy that I won't have tips on my face anymore.
Is it something that you really don't want? Like,
It's not saying something really, I just something that I would prefer because I honestly do not like people staring.
Of course.
So
yeah.
it's just very annoying.
Yeah.
So I would prefer it to be on my stomach, and then it's something that if I mean I'm still a teenager.
Yeah.
I still wear crop tops all the time, and it really doesn't bother me. But I think it's also easier to handle like having that tube. Yeah.
You also talked a little bit about like how you are still interested in doing like beauty and like fashion and all this kind of thing.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I love it. I just love dressing up. I'm a very girly girl.
Okay, we love that. Yeah.
So I still do my hair, everything. I still wear makeup and stuff like that because I just feel like better with it in a way.
Of course.
All this really doesn't bother me. I still dress up when I go out, even when I go with my friends. And yeah, I still live my life normally lah.
It's very nice to see that you still continue to do whatever you like to do, and not let it like get to you. Because I think that's what people see as well, and then that kind of like motivates them and inspires them also in a certain way. I mean, from my point of view, right, is like when I see someone like going through a hard time or anything, right, but they're still very positive about it. It's like, why am I complaining about life? Really, it's like I have nothing to complain about when like there are other people who have like things.
No lah,
that,
I have received these comments before.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
I just don't think that people should compare with like each other's problems, because I think each other's problem can be as big as it is lah. So whatever you're going through in your life right now, and if it's like hard, like don't think about it too much, because everything's going to be okay at the end.
Oh God, the motivational speech vibes.
Yeah, don't like never ever give up. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, never ever give up. That's one of the things that I live by. Yeah.
Knowing that you're 18 and then you say this kind of thing, like it's quite like, okay, very 长大, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it in better words. Because I mean, sometimes it's like good to like get reminded of it. A good reminder lah, in a sense, you know what I mean? So like after you did this surgery and everything, hopefully it'll be like a less regular, like you need to be in the hospital for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully. But then again, you never know when your symptoms will flare up. So,
True.
Yeah.
So what are the symptoms that usually you
On
would
a
face?
on a daily basis, usually like pain, nausea. I think nausea is like one of the biggest ones. Then pain also.
Yeah. So actually you sit here now, you okay or not?
Okay lah.
Legit question.
Legit. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Let's say like moving forward, everything goes like quite smoothly and everything, then you'll probably go back to school. Is there anything else that you really want to do? Because I think I saw that you were also a dancer, or that you enjoyed dancing.
Yes, I love dance. When all this started, right, where I couldn't dance and all, like I really felt like I lose a part of my life like that. Because I think dancing was one of my escapes in reality. When I dance, like, it feels like I'm in another world kind of thing. Yeah, very heartbreaking kind of stuff. Yeah, but actually before I go back to school this year, because I'm not going to school this year, I hope to travel lah.
Do you think that you'll be able to go for like a long period, or like how long do you want to go for?
We don't know, because currently I'm on TPN, right? TPN is like total parental nutrition.
Yeah.
That one is basically like IV nutrition.
Yes.
So that one you set every day one, and it needs to be refrigerated.
Oh,
that's the problem.
Okay.
If it's a few days, it'll be okay. But when the time comes, then we'll figure it out.
Okay. To me, it seems like, everything is still very like uncertain. It's only been like since last year. Yeah, which is quite crazy to me, like that your life can change like really so fast in the matter of like a few months. What did you learn so far from all this?
So I think after all this, the one thing that I learned about is like to take every opportunity that comes to you. I decided to stop waiting for something to happen before I do something. Whatever I want to do in my life, I'll just do it. And whatever opportunity that comes to my life, I will take it. Even though all this happened, I'm still living my life to the fullest. Even though I cannot do some things, but I still can do a lot of things. I'm very grateful that I'm still like mobile. I'm not bed bound and stuff like that. Still can walk around, can spend time with my family and friends especially. So recently I just went to, I think, high roller to rollerblade. Yeah, so that was fun. Haven't done that for quite a while, although it was very tiring, but it was okay. It was very fulfilling.
Actually, a lot of things are coming back this year. Concerts and things like that.
A lot of concerts. I'm actually going to Billie Eilish concert.
Oh my god, no! Okay, I mean, like, to me, that sounds like a great thing that, you know, you still are able to experience a lot of things that are coming up, like events, like even like, yeah, like you mentioned, like you're still mobile, you're still able to like go and do that. I really hope like that it will continue to be this way for you as well. I guess to wrap up this interview a little bit, like, what is something that really motivates you to keep going?
I think a big part of where my motivation comes from is definitely from my family. I have a very, very supportive family, and then as well as my friends yeah, they always check out on me and stuff like that. So there's a quote that I live by. Well, a few quotes that I live by. So one is like, everything happens for a reason. Because I really think that everything happens for a reason. You might not know that actually the problem you're facing now could be a blessing in disguise. For me, I definitely like lost some stuff during this journey, but I think I've gained quite a lot in experiences wise. I've helped to create fundraisers and help a lot of people in a way. Yeah, so I'm very blessed and thankful Then of course I'm a big Disney fan, so there's one quote that I live by, which is just keep swimming by Finding Nemo. You have to have resilience in your life. You cannot just because of one thing you give up. Yeah, I think you'll lose a lot of opportunities on the way if you just give up at it.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
It's very nice to hear you also, and I think it's very refreshing to hear, and the way you like share your story today also is very like, it's okay, like, you know, that you just want to live your life, and I'm like, slay, like, do it. Oh my god. Well, follow her on Instagram, follow her on TikTok, send love, positive vibes, we love that. Okay, well, thank you for sharing again.
No problem.
And I hope whoever watches this video, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to Tammie's story. And you know, if you guys would love to leave any like positive comments, please feel free to comment down below, or you want to talk to Tammie also, you can DM her. And of course, I'm hoping that from now moving forward, everything will be good for you, like it will only get better for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so of course everybody would want that. So yeah, so if you guys would like me to interview anybody else on this series, please leave it in the comments down below as well, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.
Bye.